Well, hello there. Welcome to my profit office in my home. And in this vlog, I would like to tell you about my Ikigai process. It's like it's about what I love, what am I good at, and what can I get paid for. And the last thing is what the world needs. All right. So first thing first, let's talk about what actually do I love. Alright, there's actually just a lot of things that I love actually, but sorry. Well, actually there was four things that I really love. It's actually there was photography and designing like graphic image, like for brandings, for digital marketings, and for like I don't know, like posters and thumbnail, and mostly for Instagram. So the other things is what I love is I love photography too. Most of my photo you can see in my Instagram account, and I love designing some good UI and UX for mobile apps, for websites and things like that. And I love traveling too. Mostly I do it around my home. Sometimes I go travel around the world, like go to Malaysia, Singapore and South Korea mostly. And for a local, I love go to around East Java, Central Java and West Java, just around Java. Well, actually I rarely go out leaving this island. Well, there was actually 2 times I go to Bali, and that's it. And yeah, so that's what I love to do. And the second thing is, what am I good at? Well, actually there's only 2 things that I'm good at. Well, actually what I think I am good at is, first, I think I'm good at designing stuff. For example, like designing posters and like for business. And I love I'm good at designing some kind of what can I say, promotional posts for business too. I'm good in that. And the second thing that I'm good at is I'm actually, well, what I think of, I'm good at designing UI UX, because right now currently I taking formal class on learning how to design a good UI and good UX. And the third part, what can I get paid for? Well, actually what I can get paid for is, here was the 2 things too. First thing is designing logo, designing brand guide. Well, I'm good in that, and I get some few projects too from my friend's company or others' company, like cafe, restaurants, small business, small enterprise. Yeah, they give me a project to design logos, their brand guide, and stuff like that. And the thing is, and the other thing that I get paid for is when I'm designing UI for companies, for website, for applications, and for a lot of people asking for a lot of people. Yeah, but mostly for mobile apps and for website. And the fourth things, what is what the world really needs right now? Well, actually what I can think of, the world needs a good UX design in their website. In website. Because why? Because lots of people now are using website, using like mobile apps to go their daily life, just for ordering food, for taking the laundries. Even for cleaning home, they're using application right now. Even going around, they're using application too. everything is now moved to cell phones and go to the digital world. So yeah, the world right now really need a good UX design on website and application, because it was a really important thing. It was even fundamental thing to have in applications and in the website. So yeah, so what I can think is the most important thing the world needs right now is good UX, good UI design. So if we can summarize that, I can see that my Ikigai point is the intersection. Things like, I don't know what they call it, but I don't know what people call about it. So I say that the point of my Ikigai is actually designing a good UI UX, because I love when I'm doing it. I mean, I'm happy when I'm doing it, and I'm good at it, and I get paid for it, and the world needs it. So yeah, that's actually the perfect match in the Ikigai, in my Ikigai. Okay, right now let's talk about what is UI and UX. Actually, there was two different things. First of all, I would like to explain you about the UX. UX is stand for user experience. In this process, we designing how the application will works, and how the user gonna feel about it. Is it gonna feel good? Is it gonna feel comfy and convenient when the user using it? So it is really important for UX designer to understand who is the user and who gonna use the applications, and so they can design the perfect application and website for the user, because we know who gonna use it. So first of all, the first process is what we're gonna do is we are going we are going to identify the problems. So we creating this application. The main goal is to solve the problem, so we have to understand the problem. What is the problem? So first of all, we're gonna understand the problem, what caused it, and how can we solve it. After that, we can move to the rapid prototyping process, which is we write down all the features that we think it will might solve your problems. We just write it all down. Just any ideas that can come to our head, we just write it all down. And then the other step is, after we writing the whole feature that we need, and then we move to understanding the user, or we call it we making some user persona in this process. So we starting to identify who gonna use our application, like how old they are, who they are, what they do, where they live, and what they like, things like that. And then after that, we're starting to get some after that, we're gonna do gathering insight, which is we're gonna asking some of people, asking what they need in these applications, and what they wish and what they hope in this application, and we write it all down, and we're gonna use that information as a guide in our designing process. And then after that, after we do the gathering insight, we're starting to moving to ideation part, which is we starting to asking to ourselves, like, how can we solve this problem, what are we gonna do with it. So we're starting to write down the solution that might be help, that they're gonna help the problems, and it's gonna that have to be in the applications, and things like that. And then the next part is it's time for us to design the wireframe. So wireframe is actually some sketch for the application, how it's gonna be and how it looks. And from that wireframe, we can have some guide how to designing this application. So it's actually just uh, like a sketch how the apps would look. We don't put any colors or any image there. We just like drawing how it's gonna be, like the system, the functions, things like that. But we don't design how it looks yet because it's on the UI process. So that's it. That's the whole UX process. Well, actually, it's a lot deeper and a lot longer, and it's longer. But I can tell you in this video because it's gonna be a very long video. So yeah, that's for the whole UX process. Okay, right now I would like to explain you the UI process. So after we have a lot of data from the UX process, now it's time for us to design how it looks, how the colors. We're gonna think about the colors and the elements and the buttons and the components in that applications, and like the colors and the image and things like that, like icons, many things. So in the UI process, for short, we are going to design how it looks, the application or the website is on the platform, on the devices. So we're starting to add colors to completely make it how it looks like in the real device or in the real website. So it's time for us to use our skill and in designing things, which is good. So after we complete designing the application or the website, after that we are going to start prototyping. So what is prototyping? Prototyping is when we demonstrate how the application works in the real life, in mobile devices or in the laptop or in the website, things like that. We're gonna make some kind of animations. We're starting to make the button is clickable, so we can click it, we can push it, and how the website or the application will react and things like that, how it's gonna work and how it's gonna moving, and then what it's gonna show. So we're gonna starting to make that, so we can present it to the developer or the client. So after the whole process is complete, we now starting to export this all data that we do to the developer. For me, I gonna send it to front end engineer, so they gonna starting to put some little short amount of code in that application. So after it have some foundation, after that they send it to back end engineers, and then they can start to work on the applications and the website and make it work and make it happen, make it real. After that, maybe you can put it on Play Store, or maybe you can make it a live website and things like that. So that's actually a whole process of what I do. And yes, if you doing it good, you can get a lot of money, of course, because this kind of skill nobody can do it. I mean, it's rarely people take this as their job, and there's not many people out there who can do this. So the possibility is still open if you want to join, or if you want to be a UI UX designer. And how can I start? I mean, how can I put myself in this journey? Is actually I started with, I enroll myself in UI UX classes, and so I take 6 months of class duration, like design bootcamp and things like that, and it costs around like 36 million for the whole 6 months. Maybe you think is, wow, there's a lot of money, but after you work in this field, the money is big. I mean, really. So I guess it's actually a good investment if you really want to be serious on, if you want to be a professional in this field. So yeah, that's the whole process or the whole things that I know about UI UX. So now I'm gonna show you what I do and what the project currently I'm working on. Alright, right now I would like to show you one of my work right now is I'm currently working on designing a website for school, for a private school. They want the main problem is they need a new platform to do online classes that actually works for the teachers and the students. So let me show you. Okay, so this is the whole website that I'm currently designing right now. As you can see, there is 5 pages there, and I'm using Adobe XD to design UI. As you can see, this is Adobe XD, and so currently it's still 5 pages right now because I only focus on the class. There's still a lot of pages that I should create, but for now there's only 5 pages. And so yeah, let's see how this website works. Let me start this all over again. Okay, so yeah, this is the login page of the website, as you can see. And then if you click login, and then you can get inside to this main class page. As you can see, there's a lot of options here that you can take. There was when you can see your classes, and you can see your task, and there was and you can see the calendar here, so you don't miss out if there's any tasks or tasks that you need to fill, that you need to complete. There's gonna be a lot of notifications, and here you can see your score, and this is you can see your overall score from one semester to the for whole semester. As you can see, there is this is a 3 class, and it has the same name and same picture here because this is only a mock-up design, so I make it same. So if I click this, and as you can see, this is the main class page. Well, actually I designed this very similar with Google Class because I don't want to make the student confused if they're using a new platform, because yeah, so I hope when they move to this website instead of Google Class, they can easily understand how to use this. So yeah, that's why I make it similar with Google Class. And if there was a class that you need to attend, you can click here to get into the class, and voila, this is your teacher talking to you. So for attendance, with only clicking this, you automatically will be viewed as someone who attended class, so you don't have to fill a Google form and things like that, you know. So yeah, this is when a teacher are speaking to you and explaining you something, and the another feature is when the teacher needs a whiteboard to like explaining in the whiteboard, it will show right here, so you can focus on what the material in the whiteboard. So yeah, so that's it. That's what I'm doing as a UI UX designer. This is one of my projects and currently that I'm doing, and I already talked to my client, can I show this thing, and they said yeah, it's okay. So yeah, I put it in this vlog. Okay, right now let's talk about how much do I earn with designing UI UX. Well, actually it depends on the project and who hired you. Well, mostly if I use a freelancer website, I can get around like 50,000 to 1 million per project. It depends on the scale too. And if I follow someone, if I follow a web developer company that doing like big major project out there, per project I can get around like 5 to 10 million for one website with 1 week of working time. So 1 week. So the project is only have a 1 week working time, and I mostly can get paid around 5 to 10 million. And if I get a client from different countries, let's say Singapore or Malaysia, it costs around, maybe you can get around 20 to 30 million for a 1 week of project for 1 week project schedule. Well, but it happens rarely. Sometimes I get client from Singapore 2 months, once in 2 months. So yeah. So but it's actually pretty worth it, because you only work for 1 week and you can get a lot of money. For example, just 20 million and things like that. So yeah, actually UI UX world is still have a wide opportunity. So if you want to join in this world, well, I suggest you to do what I do if you love in designing and things like that, because yeah, there's a lot of possibilities for us who still new in designing and in the technology industry. So that's it. That's the whole thing about UI UX, and that's what I love to do, and that's what I'm good at, and that's what I get paid for, and that's what the world needs. So yeah, that's all. So thank you for watching my video. If you want to say something, or maybe suggest, or maybe there's something I should fix in this video, maybe how the quality, or maybe how I explain things, because I never been a good storyteller, or maybe in explaining things, you can put in the comment below. And so yeah, thank you for watching, and see you guys soon. Bye.